What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our channel, or if you're new to this, welcome. This is Open Market Analytics, where we're trying to bring you quality financial research every week or talk about markets, popular trends, and things that you or we are interested in. And so today, we're going to be talking about silver. And more specifically, I want to talk about one company that's called MAG Silver. And in this video, I'll try to answer three questions for you. Why silver? Why MAG? And why now? So if you're interested in any of those specific sections, as always, we'll timestamp it in the description. Or if you want to stick around and get a full picture, feel free to do so. And with that, let's roll the intro. Oops. Let's try to answer the first question. Why silver? And I'll be completely honest with you guys. I'm far from being an expert on the commodities, precious metals, or being able to value the mining companies. So take whatever I say with a grain of salt. Nevertheless, I think, my general thesis goes around a pretty well-defined financial trend. And it goes like this. Whenever the economy is in a downturn, precious metals are usually a hot topic, and the reason why is because people are looking for safe havens where they can, store their wealth pretty much, and that's why you see the prices for silver and gold and different other metals are increasing. In addition to it, what do the governments usually do during the economic downturns? They print money to support the economy, and if you live in the United States or other countries, you receive some financial stimulus from your government. And in order to do so, they often increase the money supply. And then increase in money supply lead to the higher inflation expectations that again result in the higher gold and silver prices. You may ask, why am I talking about gold and trying to answer the question on silver? Well, the thing is, they're very closely related. And if you look at this graph, you'll see that, they pretty much, have a general trends that match each other. However, silver is more volatile. And so given my risk appetite, if you want to say it like this, and my age, I don't mind the volatility of silver. Nevertheless, I still don't want to be just exposed to the commodity because, again, I'm not an expert, so I want to be cautious of my abilities to guess the trends pretty much. For this reason, I didn't want to just invest in kind of, commodity ETFs, so some type of vanilla investments like this. I wanted to find a company that would be exposed to the correlation, or correlated, I guess, to the silver prices, while at the same time, I could do my equity research, right, and at the minimum invest into a good equity company. So if I was wrong on a commodity pricing side of it, I still could have some potential of the upside from just investing in a good company. And this really brings us to a question: why MAG? Well, I stumbled on MAG whenever, out of all places, I was browsing Robinhood, and they were in one of these, top 100 most popular stocks. What really struck my interest is that the company had like 100% buy recommendation from the analysts, which is something that I haven't really seen before. So I wanted to dig into the company. And what MAG really is it's an exploration, acquisition, and the development company that focuses on mining projects. More specifically, it focuses on silver mining projects that have a very high grade. And the reason why is it important is because the high grade projects have much better return profiles compared, the other lower grade projects. The company started over 2 decades ago and has been traded publicly on the New York and Exchange and in Canada. But it has one main asset right now, which is located in Mexico. If I can pronounce it correctly, I think it's called Municipio project. What's really interesting about it is that it's actually a joint venture between MAG and the other company called Fresnillo. If you go on the MAG website, you'll see that they say that it's basically going to be the largest reservoir or like production facility for silver in the entire world in the near future, as well as the mine going to have some gold and different precious metals in it. So I think it emphasizes that the asset that they have has a lot of value. But as I mentioned, Max Silver doesn't really own the full mine there. It's a joint venture between MAG and Fresnillo, and Fresnillo is actually a majority holder. They hold 56% of this mine. And you may say, well, Nick, if you told me that MAG is a good investment, but they don't even hold the full rights to the mine that drive their valuation, it doesn't really match with me. And it's a valid concern, but I think the partnership with Fresnillo is actually has been a very smart move on the Max Silver portion, because Fresnillo has been operating in this area for over 100 years. And since they're the main operator on this project, MAG is able to keep their management team, or their whole team, I guess, to only 8 people. I don't know why I shot 4. But the point is that they're able to keep their team very small and let the other company who has been very experienced in this area and had several successful projects to drive the whole development. And I think as a result, it's going to yield in the very high cash flows and high IRRs for MAG. If I talk a little bit more about this project, I want to mention that as of right now, the only 5% of the mine has been explored, and those 5% has been always a good, all of the new findings that MAG has been exploring there only resulted in an increase in the production or reservoirs that MAG is forecasting to get from the mine. Said simply, every time when they start exploring, they find more and more silver there. So that's just to say that there is a good chance that that may be, the most valuable mine of silver in the world, and MAG holds the 44% equity stake in it. So the asset itself, I think, a reason number 1 to invest in MAG. The second reason is their management team. And as I said in the beginning, that they have, the company had been public for over 2 decades. And over these 2 decades, the management team has been solely focused on this project. I don't know about you guys, but, to focus for 20 years in a project that doesn't generate any cash flow, you have to be pretty damn focused and have some good, good behavioral traits with you. So I think the management team is fantastic, and they, over this 20 years of the company, illustrated that they're not going to go and spend money on different type of capital projects. They're going to be solely focused on what the most valuable for the company, and I think it just illustrates again that it's going to be a very profitable silver company in the near future. The other few points that I want to emphasize is that, number 1, the company has no debt, which was very surprising to me, as far as I had a perception that mining company has to own a bunch of debt. But as a perspective from a shareholder, I think it's good that they don't have debt. So you're going to be the first in line to get any positive net income from the company, and they always been talking about the dividends that they're going to start paying out, etc. Talking about the positive cash flows, if you look at the income statements, you'll see the company has been losing money. But the reason why is because, they haven't been producing anything pretty much. Just last week, they announced that they started the first production in the mine, and it will take them, another year probably to ramp up to the full production capacity that they're expecting. But the point is that they're starting to generate the cash flows. And what's good about it is that whenever the company turns from being an exploration to a production company, the valuation really increases. And as a result, I think there is a lot of runway for this company. You're probably interested in the valuation. And as I said in the beginning, I'm far from being an expert on the valuation of the mining companies. So instead of trying to do a DCF and illustrate you what the potential value of the company is, I'm just going to tilt you to the experts and analysts who follow the stock and give their target prices. Here's the graph. you'll see that the company right now is traded close to the high consensus from the 10 analysts that oversee the stock, which may be an argument to say that it's maybe overvalued. But I would say that there could be another side of the coin saying that there have been new findings about the company that hasn't been materialized in the updated target price yet, which I think brings us to the point, why now? Well, if you live in the United States, you're probably familiar that there is an election coming up. And regardless of the outcome, in my view, there's going to be more financial stimulus. And more financial stimulus means there is more money printing. And more money printing means that there is a potential for higher inflation expectations. And high inflation expectations will lead to the higher gold and silver prices. At least that was my original thesis in the beginning of the video. And so if the prices for silver are going up and the mag silver is just about starting real production, you can see how the price of the stock going to appreciate. It could appreciate even more in the near term. But let's say you don't believe in this macro trend and really here for the equity play. Well, MAG again is just about to start producing real cash flows from their production, and they actually have a corporate call on November 4th, one day after the election, where in my view they can share some positive news. And if you're interested in some short-term volatility, they're going to be something that they share that it could bring the stock price up or bring it down. But regardless, I think it's a good way to start, buying into your position right now before this call. Next, if you think that the stock price is already reflecting all of this, near-term production and potential for high, silver prices, I want to emphasize again that at this point, Mag Silver only explore like 5% of the mine that they hold rights to. And in my belief, or based on the historical trends that they showed, the more they research into this mine, the more silver they find there. And so I think it has a potential for the kind of long-term gains to the valuation due to the increase in the silver reserves that they're going to be finding there. The next thing why now is a good time is because, I've been listening to the interviews of the CEO, and I'll link one right here, which I think is of very good quality, and you should watch it. He has been talking about, start paying dividends pretty much as soon as the company is going to start producing real cash flows. And that's forecasted to be like a year or two from now. And the dividend at this point, I think, is really not priced into the stock because at this point it's just a speculation. So if you're here for a long term, again, I think it could be a good timing for you to get in because 1 year from now they're announcing dividends, and then the stock goes above the current levels for sure. And the last point that I want to mention is that they really or at least today we only talked about the main asset, which is Untitled mine in Mexico, but MAG holds right to other assets around the world. I think there's one more in Mexico and there's one in the United States. The point I'm trying to make is that there are potentials for new projects and spin-offs that again this year has been openly talking about. Which again, at this point, it's kind of a speculation, but I think as soon as the Municipio mine is complete and management can start focusing on the new projects, the historical trends that they showed is that they will choose a new highly profitable project and be able to execute pretty well on this. And as a result, if there is a spin-off, there's more upside to your investment today. So, regardless of what I said, you always need to do your own due diligence to make sure my claims are correct. But as for me personally, I do believe that MAG Silver is going to be a good addition to anyone's portfolio to diversify, the stock and different, main equities that everyone holds today, meaning tech and different equities that everyone holds today. I invested in a company back in May, whenever the prices were cheaper than today, and I did pretty well on both equity portions and the option portion of it. But I think there's a long way to go for this, and you should really look into the company. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel. It's been great to see some traction, and please share this video, or our channel with your friends who might be interested in the topic. We're really trying to build the community around these discussions, and we hope to provide you the best quality finance videos that we can, instead of just charts, flows, and things like this. So if you're into quality finance research, make sure to leave us a like and share with your colleagues and friends about it, and we really appreciated it. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.